Hello, Jimmy Noble here with the Noble Group, and today I'm actually going to be putting together an offer for myself. Well, I should say I'm actually going to be the agent. Melissa, if anyone knows Melissa, Melissa's actually going to be the buyer. So we're working together to do this. We're going to do an investment. Now, here's the kicker with an investment. Everything you do is predicated on three numbers. You've got your buy numbers, you've got your fixed numbers, and you've got your sell numbers. Every one of those is an expense to you, and it's the difference between your buy and fix and your sell number that becomes your profit. So the accuracy you have in regards to estimating these costs, getting into the deal, fixing it, and getting out of the deal, is going to be whether you win or lose. I like to be very conservative. For example, and just to give you a heads up, this property, it's actually a short sale on the market. If you guys watch any of the videos about short sales, I'm not a big fan. Chances and probabilities of getting them are very low, and most of the time it's because people don't have the patience. So we're actually giving the, and I'm writing it right here, we're actually giving the seller 120 days. We're giving 4 months to get us an approval letter on this deal. And then I always put a cover sheet on my offer where I give references of other agents that I've worked with, so you can see my credits, so that the listing agent on the deal, can see that I'm credible and can even call my references of people I've worked with in the past, so they can see that I am legit. We're offering, anyway, to get back to that 120 days, I let them know on a note, we can close as soon as possible. We wanted to give you enough time to get it through. We can extend if needed. So, I mean, we're looking at 4 months at a minimum, but if they got it sooner, great. Do I anticipate it? Nope. I actually plan on extending. That's probably what's going to happen. So now the list price of the property is actually $20,000, and I'm offering $35,000 in cash. I'm not asking for any type of closing help, obviously. Not getting any inspections. I'm waiving my right to even terminate the deal based on inspection. I went through the place. I know the place is crap. That's why I'm buying it for $35,000. The neighborhood actually sells for, the rehabs anyway, are selling, between 110 and, 125. So when I plan the number that I'm going to sell it for, I'm planning to sell it for that worst case scenario. I'm planning for 110, and 110 is actually a bit lower than some of the lower rehabs out there. I'm planning on paying out the buyer's agent on the deal 3%. I would say there's no standard. It's actually illegal for me to tell people that there's a standard commission or anything like that. But what I can tell you is that around 92% of the commissions paid out to the buyer side of a deal are 2.5%. So I want to up my odds a little bit. I'm going to pay out 3% because it's a lower price, in the lower price range. So I want to try and give a little bit of incentive there. I'm planning on the max a buyer can get in statistical probability of me selling this house to a buyer using the FHA loan is, over 95%. So FHA loan guidelines say that a buyer is allowed to get 6% in subsidy, or we call that seller subsidy, or closing help from the seller. So I'm planning on the max for that, of 6%. And then my recordation and transfer, I'm estimating around $3,000. Brings me my numbers, my fees to get out of the deal are $12,000. I'm looking at acquiring it for $35,000 in cash. I figure I'm gonna pay around $38,000. Now here's your biggest sway is what's it cost to fix the deal. Now I estimated that I can fix the deal for about $35,000. Honestly, I think I can shave that a bit. I wanted to, when I figure what I'm going to sell it for, I'm definitely going to figure on the low side. I want to paint myself a worst case scenario. I'm going to figure my sell on the low side. Buy, that's a fixed number. So you make or break yourself on the buy. And mind you, the property's on the market for $20,000. I'm actually offering $35,000. So I'm offering close to double what the list price is, waiving every inspection and right that I have. Reason being is, it's a deal at $35,000. Actually, at $35,000, it will be one of the lowest sold properties in the entire in that entire area. So remember, take list price for what it is. Chances are most of the time you're not getting a property for too much less than list price. If anything, on a competitive property like this, I know they already have 2 offers on it, so I'm basically going to waive every right I have, knowing that I got to fix everything anyway. Why would I want to get out of the deal, 4 months from now, due to an inspection? Weak investors who don't really know what they're doing and can't assess a property themselves, put those out clauses, but that makes your offer a little bit weak when you're competing against other people. To fix it, I estimated 35. I'm hoping to get it down to 25 or 30. I estimate on the high side. For instance, like I said, I'm going to spend $10,000 on the kitchen. It's a small kitchen. I know what it costs me, what my materials and labor costs are. It's not going to cost 10,000, but I estimated it at 10,000. So I just inflated every number for what it's going to cost me to fix. So I came up with 35,000. So at the end of the day, if I sell for 110, worst case scenario, and it cost me 85 to fix, that's 25,000 in profit. Now let's say I sell for 120, and it cost me, so let's say a best case scenario, if I sold it for 120, and then I didn't spend, as opposed to 110, and then I didn't spend the 35 to fix it, say I could spend the 25 to fix it, then I'm down to 25. So then I'm looking at $45,000. So in the best case scenario, I could walk away with $45,000. Worst case scenario, I walk away with $25,000. At the end of the day, it's all speculation. I mean, if the market, something crazy happened in the market, and buyer FHA loans, took a hit, that could definitely affect me negatively. What I do know, it's October right now. September just passed. September, the Fed just announced that they locked rates till 2015, so I don't have to worry about anything anytime in the next 6 months, and hopefully I'll be able to buy this place, whenever I said. I don't know when I'm going to settle on it. I just know that I got a great chance of getting it because of the way that I wrote the offer up. So the moral to this story is make sure your numbers are good. You make yourself or you lose yourself when you put it all on paper. Don't expect to get inspections and get out of the deal based on inspections. Use your own judgment and knowledge, when you walk through the property and make the decision to write on it in the first place. Write your strongest offer, because oftentimes there are no chances for, for a counter. For example, I would love nothing more, and it crosses my mind, I would love nothing more. Melissa and I were sitting down the other day, we're like, hey, you think we should maybe offer 30 instead? The truth is, $30,000, $20,000, $35,000, every one of those numbers is shy of what the bank is owed on the property. Not that what the bank is owed has any relevance to what we are going to pay, but at the end of the day, $20,000 is a fictitious number made up by the listing agent and the seller to entice a ton of buyers to check this place out and compete against each other to purchase. So I'm competing against these other people to have the best offer, that I can. And, I know I'm rambling a little bit here, but I got a lot of paperwork to do. I got checks to fill out and things to scan and email in so that I can get this thing and hopefully get it accepted. If my offer does get accepted, I'll give you some follow-up videos so you can see, I'll show you the property. If not, I'll tell you that we didn't win, and then I'll follow the property and tell you what happens to it anyway with somebody else. But if we do win, I'll do a walkthrough of the property, and I'll do some assessments throughout, with the video camera at the property, at the office on paper, show you what's going on with the comps and whatnot, and maybe I'll even point out some of my contractors. So that I always like throwing those guys business, so that when I need work done, they've been referred to, they've been referred out, by me, many times. I try and get them to hurry up and take care of myself and my clients. So anyway, the Noble Group here signing out. If you got any questions, call me. Always 1-888-205-7773, or visit us on thenoblegroup.org. Thank you. Have a great day.